Henry Ford, a name synonymous with the Industrial Revolution and the automobile industry, was born on July 30, 1863 on a farm near Dearborn, Michigan. From a young age, Henry showed a great interest in mechanics and machines. This interest was crucial in his journey to becoming one of the most influential industrialists in history. Early years and discovery of passion. At age 16, Ford left home to work as an apprentice machinist in Detroit, where he gained knowledge of steam engines and industrial machinery. This period was essential for the development of his technical skills and his vision for the future. However, Ford was not satisfied with practical learning alone. In 1891, he began working as an engineer for the Edison Illuminating Company of Detroit, a position that allowed him to further explore his interest in motors and technology. First attempts in the automotive industry. During his time at the Edison Illuminating Company, Ford built his first self-propelled vehicle, the quadricycle, in 1896. This invention marked the beginning of his journey in the automotive industry. Although the quadricycle was a technical feat, Ford was not an immediate success. His first attempts to establish an automobile company failed. The Detroit Automobile Company, founded in 1899, closed in less than 2 years due to problems with product quality and high production costs. Founding of the Ford Motor Company. Henry Ford's determination did not fade. In 1903, with financial backing from Alexander Y. Malcolmson and other investors, he founded the Ford Motor Company. This time, Ford applied the lessons learned from his previous failures. The key to Ford's success was its focus on mass production and efficiency. In 1908, Ford introduced the Model T, an automobile that would revolutionize the industry. The Model T was not only affordable and easy to drive, but it was also durable and reliable. The popularity of the Model T grew rapidly, and to meet growing demand, Ford implemented the moving assembly line in 1913. This innovation allowed automobiles to be produced at an unprecedented rate, reducing costs and making automobiles accessible to the American middle class. Innovations in work and production. Ford's assembly line not only transformed automotive production, it also changed the nature of industrial work. Ford implemented the $5 a day wage in 1914, double the industry average at the time. This measure not only attracted talented workers, but also reduced labor turnover and increased productivity. Henry Ford not only revolutionized the automotive industry with his technical innovations, but he also transformed the economic and social landscape of his time. The combination of mass production, higher wages, and affordable products created a new class of consumers and established a model for 20th century manufacturing. Rise of the Ford Motor Company and the impact of the Model T. The success of the Model T was phenomenal. In less than 2 decades, Ford Motor Company went from a startup to the world's largest automobile producer. The Model T, affectionately known as Tin Lizzie, became the best-selling automobile of its time. By 1927, more than 15 million Model T units had rolled off assembly lines, cementing Ford's position as the undisputed king of the automobile industry. Mass production not only transformed the American economy, but also had a global impact. The efficiency of the assembly line allowed Ford to reduce the price of the Model T from $850 in 1908 to less than $300 in 1925, making it affordable for a large portion of the population. This achievement not only democratized the automobile, but also stimulated the growth of related industries, such as steel, rubber, and glass. Business philosophy and controversies. Henry Ford was not only noted for his industrial achievements, but also for his unique business philosophy. He was a firm believer in vertical integration, which meant that Ford Motor Company controlled almost every aspect of production, from raw materials to the final product. This strategy allowed Ford to keep costs down and ensure the quality of its cars. However, not all of Ford's career was free of controversies. Despite his success, Ford had views and policies that drew criticism. He was known for his strong opposition to unions and for his efforts to prevent unionization in his factories, which led to labor tensions and conflicts. Furthermore, his personal opinions and some of his publications, such as anti-Semitic articles in his newspaper, the Dearborn Independent, tarnished his legacy. continuous innovations and the Great Depression. As the 1920s progressed, the automobile industry became more competitive. In 1927, Ford decided to discontinue the Model T and introduce the Model A. Although the Model A was well received, competition with other manufacturers such as General Motors began to intensify. Despite these challenges, Ford continued to innovate and expand its company. The Great Depression of 1929 presented a significant challenge to Ford Motor Company. However, Henry Ford, with his usual determination, refused to reduce the wages of his employees, although he had to reduce production. This decision, although noble, was not enough to avoid the financial difficulties the company faced during those difficult years. The legacy of Henry Ford. Despite the ups and downs, Henry Ford's impact on industry and society is unquestionable. Its focus on efficiency, mass production, and accessibility changed the way products were made and consumed. Ford not only created a successful company, but also contributed to the development of the American middle class by providing well-paying jobs and affordable products. Henry Ford gradually retired from the day-to-day management of the company, leaving control to his son Edsel Ford. However, even in his retirement, he continued to be an influential figure and continued to be consulted on key company decisions. Recent years and leadership transition. In the 1930s, Henry Ford continued to exert significant influence over the Ford Motor Company, although he began to delegate more responsibilities to his son, Edsel Ford. Edsel became president of the company in 1919 and worked to modernize both Ford's products and business practices. However, the relationship between Henry and Edsel was complex and sometimes contentious, as Henry tended to intervene in his son's decisions. In 1943, after Edsel's untimely death from cancer, Henry Ford again assumed full control of the company, despite his advanced age and failing health. This period was brief, since in 1945, Henry handed over the presidency to his grandson Henry Ford II, thus ensuring the continuity of the company in the hands of the Ford family. Legacy and continuity. Henry Ford died on April 7, 1947 at the age of 83. His legacy lived on through the company he founded and the innovations he introduced. Under the leadership of Henry Ford II, the company modernized and diversified, maintaining its position as one of the world's leading automotive companies. Henry Ford's impact goes beyond the automotive industry. His introduction of the assembly line and the concept of mass production were applied in various industries, transforming global manufacturing. Its focus on making products affordable for the majority of the population laid the foundation for the modern consumer economy. Impact on society. The implementation of the $5 a day wage had a profound social impact. Not only did it improve the lives of Ford workers, it also forced other companies to follow suit, raising the standard of living for many Americans. Ford also pioneered the employment of African Americans, women, and people with physical disabilities, although his relationship with unions and personal controversies complicated his legacy. Future innovations. Henry Ford's innovative spirit lives on at Ford Motor Company. The company has continued its tradition of innovation with the development of electric vehicles, autonomous driving technologies, and a commitment to sustainability. The Ford Motor Company, today, is not only an automobile manufacturer, but also a leader in future mobility. Personal reflections. Despite his achievements, Henry Ford was a complex figure. His resistance to union changes and his well-known publication of anti-Semitic views have been widely criticized. However, his contribution to the automotive industry and his vision of making automobiles accessible to all are highlights that define his legacy. Conclusion. Henry Ford's story is a testament to how innovation, determination, and vision can transform an industry and change the course of history. From humble beginnings as a machinist's apprentice to becoming an industrial magnate, Ford showed that with ingenuity and perseverance, it is possible to overcome failures and build a lasting legacy. His impact remains evident at Ford Motor Company in the way products are made and consumed today. Henry Ford's story is a mix of business success and complex lessons, reminding us of the importance of innovation and vision in any field. And so concludes our deep look at the life and legacy of Henry Ford, a figure who revolutionized the automotive industry and left an indelible mark on history. His journey, from being a curious young man with a passion for mechanics to becoming one of the most influential industrialists in the world, is an inspiration to us all. We hope you have enjoyed this journey through the life of Henry Ford and that it has inspired you to think about how innovation and perseverance can change the world. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to our channel and activate the bell so you don't miss our next fascinating stories about great figures who have left their mark on history. Leave us in the comments what other characters or topics you would like us to cover. We would love to know your opinion and suggestions. Thanks for watching, and until next time.